There we are. There's about 50 meat birds here. All of them are due to be processed either this Saturday or the next Saturday. But as you can see, they're just living their dreams. Hey everyone, welcome to Processing Day 2024. Just a warning, in today's video we are going to be taking live chickens and turning into something you would pick up from the grocery store. So if that's not what you want to see, this video is not for you, okay? We're going to be processing approximately 50 chickens today. Most of them are going to be Cornish cross, but there are going to be some culls from our Delaware flock as well. I don't think I've ever showed it before, but here's our cone set up. I bought these off of Etsy, but this way we can wheel it around wherever we need it. And then after the dispatching process, we'll have a big pot of water on this and we'll dunk them to help release the feathers. And then after they are dunked, they go into the plucker, and then from there they go into the pole barn for processing. In here we have multiple coolers, and then we'll also have meat lugs with ice in them. So here's where I'll be butchering, and then as soon as I'm done a chicken, it will go immediately into an ice bath. And then I also have like a variety of different cutting boards and a little clean area over here. All right, so the first 5 are in the cooler already. So I always start off with the legs, do kind of a rocking motion with my knife. Let's see, do it a little slower. Okay, and off they come. Typically I would save them for bone broth, but it looks like we had a bad problem with bumblefoot this time around. Next I'm going to cut off this oil gland and the tail. I do it in one fell swoop. If it doesn't go through, you have to readjust your knife because it should just go right through. There you go. Okay. Very careful. Next, I am going to take out all of the intestines and internal organs out. All right. Knife out of the way because I'll be a little bit rough here. Okay. And then we're gonna, all right. So what I'm gonna do is cut around. And there you go. And then heart, liver, the stomach, which I'm going to get the crop out next. So I'm going to leave that. All right, so for the crop, I did not fast them, okay? So that's a crop full of food. And I'm going to do this ever so gently. I'm just going to work my way around the crop. There's the stomach. And then just kind of ease off that connective tissue. And there is the crop, all in one piece. Next, I'm going to take out this trachea. And I can usually do this in one piece. Sometimes it's easier from the other side. Yeah, all right, so there wasn't much left of it anyway. All right, so that's it. And then all of this, I do the hanging method like that. Same thing with the neck. Spin it around. I am not a butcher, okay? I did not grow up doing this. This is all what I've learned by myself. Save that. And there you go. All right, I'll do a couple more too. But that's okay. Very careful with your knife. It's a very sharp knife. All right, and there it is. What I do is I tent it up a little bit here and then pierce through the skin. So I wanted to try a different angle so maybe you could see a little bit better. See in between that joint? Just use a gentle rocking motion. And that's it. And then the oil gland and the tail comes off. And you can kind of slice up. I found that that helps. And then carefully grab. Let me show you. After a while, it starts to become difficult to differentiate your own skin against the chickens. This is probably bird late 30s or early 40s. We've been processing a lot of chickens today. All right, so tent and then slice below your finger through. I can tell my knife's starting to get dull. Okay, and then open up. And then I always do this over the trash can, but for demonstration purposes, I'll do it next to the camera. And I did also want to tell you another way that you can do the crop. On this chicken, it's not very full, but sometimes you can get away with just pulling the crop straight through. So let me get it out. There's the heart. And I have the crop now, that's the stomach. Or what I call the stomach. There's a technical name for it, I just don't know what it is. And then I'll wrap my fingers around the esophagus like this, only a little bit further up, and then pull straight through. I can do it slowly because sometimes it'll rip. And yeah, there's the crop. So that's another way of doing that. If you've had a couple unsuccessful tries and you want to try something different. Again, I am not a butcher. This is why I do this part over a trash can, is because sometimes the force of pulling everything out can make them poop. You really don't want that on your cutting board. So I'm gonna go clean my cutting board off. I'll be right back. All right. All right, so here I have one of our heritage Delaware chickens with me, and just want to show you that no bumblefoot. And look at how big this chicken is. Everything is a little bit sturdier on a heritage chicken, so you have to be a little bit more careful with your knife work because it might, need a little bit more force. Another big difference is the amount of fat. So when I open this chicken up, again, you have to be really careful because the skin is thicker. But there's gonna be a lot less fat on this chicken. I mean, it's tough. Here, I'm gonna focus. Okay, everyone, so just to give you an idea of the state of my kitchen right now. So it is now Monday. So we processed all the chickens yesterday. And we processed the chickens on Saturday, and then yesterday we canned 10 chickens worth of chicken breast, so just the chicken breast in here, and then the rest of the chickens were parted out and frozen, like thighs and wings. And then I've just started on my bone broth, and currently I have 3 gallons worth. I did 1 gallon yesterday, aka Sunday, and then I've done 2 so far today. I probably have about 2 more batches to go, so that would bring it up to another gallon, maybe 2, we'll see. But so far we have 3 gallons. So we've got 6 quarts of chicken breast, ready for the shelf, totally shelf stable, and then more chicken broth. And then over here, I'll show you, this is what I've been making the bone broth with. It's those necks, the chicken legs, chicken feet, and also the carcasses of the chickens that we parted out. So this won't go to waste either. I will actually feed this, supplement my laying chickens feed with this. This is like really good protein for them. When it comes to like the necks and stuff, I'm not gonna sit there and pick off all the meat. And knowing my dogs, they would swallow that whole and they would get a blockage. So I don't want to risk my dogs going to the emergency room. So I'm gonna give it to the chickens then. So for those of you that are curious, I did go ahead and break down the cost per pound of chicken based off of feed prices and the cost of the birds. So each bag of meat bird specific food that I buy is $21.99. And this is the total amount of meat that we processed. This includes all the broken down chickens and the chicken breast. It does not include the bone broth, however, okay? So we spent $126 for the chicks. Then total we spent $305.69 on food. These ones ate a lot. Now we did have twice as many than we normally do, but I really felt like I was going to the Tractor Supply every day. It was a lot. So total investment was $431.69, and then that brings the cost per pound to $2.83. And then, like I said, that doesn't include the bone broth, because bone broth costs money if you buy it from the store, obviously, and I'm making a lot of it right now. So I am guesstimating on the conservative side that we're gonna have at least 4 gallons. So I calculated this based off of BJ's prices. Like at BJ's for bulk items, so that's where I was gonna get bone broth if I needed it. So it was $8.99 for 32 ounce packages. So I'm guesstimating, like I said, on a conservative side, about $47.94 in stock alone. So you can take that off of the total. All right, so if you consider the bone broth as having value and you put that into the equation, then it brings it down to $2.51 per pound, which isn't bad. We processed our birds at 8 weeks this year, partially because some of them were showing signs of distress, like having trouble walking around, getting to the feeder. And I hate to see that. I cannot emphasize how much that pains me to see. I don't like to see any animal in anguish. So I called it this year. Usually in previous years, we have gone to 9 and 10 weeks old. But we did see a lot of lighter birds this year, and that would be because I called it early. Some of them, I think the average weight was around like a little over 3 pounds. So that's pretty low for a Cornish cross. Cornish cross can get enormous. We had some in the previous years that were 8, even 9 pounds, like a 9-pound chicken. And that's process weight. So this year we had considerably lower weights, but I'm not really that mad about it, because the nice thing about a small chicken is I can, actually, it's right here. This is my Instant Pot Duo Crisp, and a little chicken actually fits in an air fryer, and it takes like 20 minutes. And it's really nice to barbecue and fits in a roasting pan really easy. So I'm really not mad about it. We had a pretty significant issue with bumblefoot this year, which I have never seen, and I actually don't know what's up with that. I'm gonna have to reevaluate my bedding situation for them. It's worked in all the years past, but sorry, I figured if I'm talking, I might as well be looking at you. But yeah, the bumblefoot situation this year was pretty bad. I'm not, like I said, I'm not really sure why that happened. Our heritage birds do not have bumblefoot at all. So I'm not real sure what happened there, but we're gonna have to reevaluate in the future, because I really do like to use all of the animal, and not being able to use the feet in the stock is kind of it's a hit. And then it also makes me sad, because I don't like my chickens having bumblefoot. So that will be something that we're gonna fix. And then, yeah, like I said, maybe next year we might go a little bit later if we get Cornish cross at all, because I will be honest with you, they are so messy and they eat so much, and they just really, towards the end, they struggle, and it makes my heart ache. You know what I mean? They are the best you can get. Like, they are, they have the least amount of feathers. They have like this very thin skin that's easy to process. But our heritage bird, the one we processed at the end, the Delaware mix, he was the heaviest chicken that we processed on Saturday. He was 6 pounds. And he was a full-grown rooster. Undoubtedly, because he was a full-grown rooster, the meat's gonna be a little tougher. But he was the heaviest bird that we processed that day, which is pretty crazy. So I'm pretty proud of that. And I'm really hoping to next year not get Cornish cross. So we'll see. You never know what's gonna happen. But that's it. That's it for today's video. And thank you so much for watching. And I hope this was helpful. I really hope it was helpful. And yeah.